They tried to burn the school crest on me, but I didn't back down. I was just 13 when my abusive parents finally disowned me. It was the best day of my life, because that's when they shipped me off to an elite boarding school nestled in the snowy mountains of Switzerland. At first, I thought I'd be the only outcast amid the polished kids with their perfect accents and designer clothes. But 3 months later, I met my unexpected saving grace, a boy named Rylan. He had a beat-up backpack, a homemade haircut, and a quiet strength that even the richest kids couldn't crush. The moment Rylan walked into the grand dining hall, everything went silent. I wanted to invite him to sit with me and my friends, but my roommate, Jake, grabbed my arm tense and whispered, "Don't. The last scholarship kid stole Rolexes and a MacBook before getting kicked out." I understood what it felt like not belonging, but I stayed cautious. If I had to survive their hell, so did Rylan. But what they did to him next still haunts me at night. It began with tiny, cruel things. The library installed a metal detector only he had to pass through, while others didn't. The rich kids purposely spilled food and drinks on his threadbare clothes. They knew he couldn't replace them. Instead of fighting, Rylan did something even harder. He was kind. When his mom sent homemade cookies, he shared them with everyone, even the kids who tormented him. I saw him pick up a $50 bill on the floor and ask around to find its owner. It was one of those high school moments where you don't know who to believe, so you stay silent. Then came Legacy Week, the brutal tradition where kids whose parents attended the school get to beat up those who didn't, all under the guise of tradition. I thought hiding in the library would keep me safe. But one night, walking back to the dorm at 11 p.m., I was cornered in the basement by Preston and his gang, legacy kids who lived for this. Preston stepped out, holding the shiny metal school crest like a weapon. He flicked a lighter under it until he glowed orange. "Everyone non-legacy needs to learn their place," he sneered. They grabbed my arms. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Only the searing fear of what was coming kept me awake. But just then, the alarm blared. The sprinklers exploded overhead, soaking us. The bullies dropped the hot crest and ran. Through the spray, I saw Rylan standing by the alarm, his hand still on the lever. He helped me up. Security guards came rushing to the basement as we fled. The next morning, we faced the headmaster. I thought Preston would finally get punished. Instead, he glared at Rylan and snapped, "I expect you to pay for the damage, the flooded basement, thousands in repairs." Then sneering, "This is what happens when we let people like you in. You can take the kid out of the gutter, but you can't take the gutter out of the kid. One more strike, and you're gone." Rylan nodded, shoulders slumped. After the meeting, Preston waited outside, whispering something cruel to Rylan that made him freeze. Then he laughed and walked away. Rylan wouldn't say what was said, and I couldn't reach him. For days, he stayed locked in his room, shutting everyone out. Then came the dreaded morning rush. Students and security swarmed Rylan's room. They'd found contraband in his desk, the dreaded devil's lettuce. Without question, Rylan was expelled. No investigation, no chance to explain, just exile. That night, I found him behind a dorms, his few belongings stuffed in a trash bag. He was sobbing. After all he'd endured with kindness, he was finally broken. I sat with him